But conversely, we've spoken a lot today about action, drama, all these dramatic scenes. But you did comedy with Chuck, like going back to the original days. What was it like taking Ella into the vault and having some kind of fun and doing some actually a little more comedy and less action?
Well, I like that very much, and so and Ella is Ella's a team player, and she's great, and she's very funny. I mean, she's like her quirkiness, and her those big beautiful eyes, and it's so fun to put her in scenarios where she has to be this sort of very put together person in the midst of absurdity, and so it's great fun to do that, and I think as everybody says, comedy is the hardest thing to do. It's really about experimenting a little bit, about pushing. There was a lot of times where Graham and Geneva, both the showrunners, would be on set and they would be like, "Don't you want her to, just push it one," and it's always pushing a little bit. And then sometimes it's that most extreme version that ends up being the funniest one, and sometimes it's the first take and the actor's first instinct that's the funniest take. And you won't know till you start editing it together. Honestly, you can't know when you're shooting it. You think it's like, oh, that could be funny, and then try something and it's like, oh, that's terrible. And then you get it in the editing room, and it's like the funniest thing of all.
So is that something like, as a lesson to directors, that sometimes, for the other genres, you kind of know what your plan is?
Yeah.
And comedy, you gotta be a little more flexible.
Very flexible and very open to stuff that happens, because, I mean, the jokes that we think of when we look back on John Hughes movies or whatever are these, like, absurd little moments that probably just happened. They just happened on set, and you're like, and it's now timeless. And those kind of comedy moments really oftentimes come out of nowhere. It helped a lot. I think it was everything. When I first started working, I was a production assistant, and I worked on set a lot, and I loved working on set. But I realized to learn editing, to learn directing and to learn storytelling, that editing would be good for me. And so I was an assistant film editor for a long time, and I got a chance to work with wonderful filmmakers